We have got ourselves a runner. This stock has gapped up over 184% just since open, and it's up even more than that since close yesterday. Guys, BTCT, we're going to break down this chart. Right now, it looks like it's pretty wild, right, with all these lines, levels, and everything. We're going to open up a fresh chart and break this down with our indicators and explain what just happened with this stock, right? And were we prepared? Did we know about this? And I think a lot of our Discord members were prepared for this one. So hopefully you caught this. But BTCT, what a move. Let's break it down. So right now we're looking at the confirmation, support, and resistance, which is going to be these lines and levels. That's more like a historical resistance type of information, right? So we're looking at these resistance levels as historic values and resistance levels. Down here, it's just a cluster, and that's where it got started. So we'll open up a fresh chart in just a minute, and we'll take a look at that. Let me zoom this out a little bit. The top of this move was around $17. That's insane, right? Insane. This started down below $3. This started below $3. If I turn this off, let's go ahead and just open up a new chart. So let's do a new layout, and we'll go ahead and open it up. BTCT, great, it's on there. We're going to switch this to a 1-minute chart. Oftentimes, I'm trading the 1-minute chart. Not going to use the typical volume that we have below, so I'm going to delete that off of the chart. Just like that, and I'm going to open up our indicator. So go into our invite only, and we're going to go to the 1-minute bullish pivot pro, which is quickly becoming my favorite indicator, my go-to strategy when trading. Histogram, the volume histogram down below. We've got the volume hunter. I'm going to use the volume histogram here instead, the dynamic volume histogram. Click that on there, and then I'm going to add, let's see, the confirmation, support, and resistance, which is right here, confirmation, support, and resistance. And just these three indicators, that should be more than enough for me to find opportunity today. So let me turn this off, and I'll shrink this down a little bit. This is going to be our volume down below. And holy cow, this looks like a lot, all right? Some lines and levels. So let's turn that off for now. Let's turn off the confirmation just for a minute. You know, I'd like to add to the trend IQ. We'll add that as well. So that's going to be the trend IQ down here, dashboard. Add that to our chart. And what this is going to be great for is telling us whether it's continuation watch or if it's more like a scalp type of trade. So you can see this one is listed trade type continuation watch on the trend IQ dashboard. Okay, great. So we know that this one is worth watching for continuation. Now, we're not sure if, of course now it is because we're all the way up here, but we want to see if it was still saying that down here. So we'll rewind this chart using the rewind feature in TradingView in just a minute, but just a quick breakdown. What I first see, just adding these indicators, right? Just immediate thoughts here. Down below, green histogram bars. That means we have a lot of volume. That's great. Red is low volume. Yellow is moderate volume. Green, that's high volume. So if I'm looking to trade with high volume, I'm typically just looking down here, just quick glance, and I want to verify that, yes, we have these green bars, right? Okay. Now, this is the move that I would love to capture. I can easily see that. But, of course, we did start lower than that over here, and we do have multiple signals throughout the day. So we'll get into that in a minute. But this is the signal I think that is really the cleanest move. It was paired with volume, right? Consistent volume over here in the pre-market session. That's this gray area. It's got inconsistent volume. You can see that in the histogram. Just quickly refer to the color. Yellow, moderate. Red is low. Green, there's some volume there. So we start to pick up in volume around here. That's great. That's what we want to see. And all of a sudden, market opens, and we just exploded with volume and just held up. Now, we have a pivot watch alert. Here's our pivot watch signal. That's going to be the 1-minute bullish pivot pro, letting us know that it's time to watch for a possible pivot. It's time to start watching for a bullish signal or a break of structure. And over here, we have that bullish signal detected. That's exactly what we're looking for here. So this moved up with that bullish signal, but I will say, guys, that when it did so, this halted up. And let me turn on the colored candles to make it even easier to see this. Now, of course, we have these candles are easy to see with these signals, but if you want to make it even easier than that, right, keep it simple, stupid, that's my method, the KISS method. It just works for me. Go into the indicator just by double-clicking on the 1-minute bullish pivot pro, and go into the settings, scroll on down to right here, dynamic candle change. We want to click this on candle change based on the color, or we're going to change the color based on the information that we're seeing here. So click that on and hit OK. Now, it's not changing the color just yet unless I click on it, and that's because it's stacked behind. So if I just stack this on top, visual order and bring to front is not available. So let me go ahead to the top here, and this BTCT, going to move this to the back. So visual order, and there we go. So send to back. We'll go ahead and do that, and we should be able to see it. And there we go. All right. So now we have the candle color change based on the information as well. So really this is just working with these same signals and letting you know in a really simple version of where is it bullish, where is it bearish, right? That's a simple indication of what we're looking at here. Now, on this list, we can see that this green candle was bullish. Now, I was watching this chart at this time, and I'll tell you, what happened was it halted up. So this was a quick halt up. So you may not have been able to catch that candle because oftentimes we're waiting for that candle to close before we're really determining whether it's got that strength or not. Well, it closed, but it halted up, and those halts are tough to trade around. It unhalted, it resumed here, and then all of a sudden it halted again. Then all of a sudden it did it again and halted 3 times before it finally pulled back. Now, this is the beauty of this indicator. This indicator is not just about catching this first move where a lot of traders, if you weren't in already, if you didn't get in on this pivot watch over here, you're waiting for this break of structure. You didn't buy on this, which is higher risk. Maybe you're just waiting, being a little bit safer, and then all of a sudden you miss out, and you're kicking yourself in the butt, being like, man, I missed out on this awesome move. Well, that's the beauty of this indicator. It spots momentum. So as it pulls back here, yes, short sellers are in control, but all of a sudden we got this break of structure signal. Here's our pivot watch at 706 saying, hey, if it comes below 706, we got a zone here now. Anything below the zone, that's bearish. So we could put our stop down here, mental stop, hard stop, trailing stop, whatever you prefer. And then if we can close above, which you have these green candles here showing us we are now closing above, here's a break of structure. That's a bullish signal, followed by the bullish signal detected. And guys, this is actually quickly becoming one of my favorite setups right here. I'll tell you, this is a pullback, a pivot watch signal. Okay, the pivot watch is designed to tell you when to start watching. So if you're watching for that dip, right, and you're not sure when it's going to happen, you're sitting there being like, oh man, is this it? Is that it? This is going to notify you and say, hey, now it's time to start watching. So all in these other candles as it pulls back, not really too interested in that price action. This pivot watch signal is now letting you know, hey, 706, that's the line right there. That's the line in the sand. If we get above 706, we can trade it. Stops go below $7 to protect our profit. Again, mental stop, hard stop, trailing stop, whatever you prefer. And then all of a sudden, we're looking for the break of structure. Here's our break of structure signal. So pivot watch, break of structure, followed by this bullish signal detected. Price must stay above the most recent pivot zone to remain bullish. And that's exactly what happened. Look at this move, guys. And if I measure this, and again, if you missed this first move, that's okay. That's the point of this indicator. It's a momentum indicator that's going to spot not just these pullback reversals, but also the break of structure and these type of squeeze plays. Up 110%, $8.75, all in this move. And these are minute candles. So you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're in your trade for about maybe 10 minutes. I believe that there was a halt or two in here, so maybe a little bit longer, maybe 15, 20 minutes at max. Guys, over 100% in 15 minutes. Good God, that's awesome, right? That is what we're looking for. That's the point of the market. That's why we love day trading these low float stocks. But again, if you're trading low float stocks without a plan, without this type of strategy, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble, right? So the point of this indicator and the point of these indicators together and combined is to really identify the value. Again, looking at this chart, it's easy to see with this indicator, yes, we have these green candles. That's bullish. That's one signal detected. Great. Okay. We have a break of structure. That's another signal. Here's another signal here. We've got our volume down below, right? It can verify. Do we have volume? I don't need to know exactly how much volume we have. I just need to know that we have volume, right? If I'm trading 5, 10,000, 15,000 shares, which is really, the top end of my type of trades, then, I need to know that we have, adequate volume. And we can see down here, we do have adequate volume. If I hover over this candle, 1.4 million, almost 1.14 million shares traded on this candle. Over 1 million shares traded on a 1 minute candle. If I'm trading 5,000 shares, 10,000 shares, I'm pretty sure I'll get filled when there's 1 million shares being traded on this candle. I think that's plenty of liquidity for us, right? And we can verify that right down here. Volume. Yes, we have volume. So that box is checked off. Is it a continuation watch? Yes, it is. Is it low float? Yes, it is. Do we have major reds? Yes, we do. The largest of which is a negative, almost 15% candle. 24 out of 500 candles are major reds. So something we want to consider and maybe adjust the size, knowing that this is a red flag, right? That's one of our red flags. Is the current price extended? Right now it is not. What's the 1 minute volume? The key pivot right now is $17. But let's rewind this. Let's take a look at this. And now, just a quick breakdown of this indicator. It's not just momentum. Sure, this is the momentum, maybe you're not jumping into that. Maybe you're apprehensive. Maybe you're a newer trader where you're like, you know what? I'm not buying the highs anymore. I'm not buying highs. It's not about buying highs, guys. It's not about the highs. It's not about buying that high and break of highs. This is a clear indication. This is a strategy that has a lot of backtested data built into it to then inform you of bullish and bearish signals. This is a bullish signal. Whether you like it or not, this is bullish momentum. And a lot of traders would not be buying these candles because they'd be saying, you know what, I'm tired of buying highs. How many times have you bought the highs just to watch it dip down and you get stuck at the top of the move and it's really biting you in the butt later? That's not what we're doing here. That's not this. We've got these clear zones. So our team trades together often, and what we're looking for is it to hold above a zone. That's the clear indication of strategy. Above the zone, great, I'm in it for long trades. Below the zone, I'm out. If I'm still in from up top, I'm out of the way. I take a loss, I move on. A loss is okay. Multiple red trades could, of course, wash out those gains, and that's why we want to keep those as tight as possible. And that's the point of these zones. So stop would be just below the zone, and look at this move. It just goes, right? Look over to the right-hand side, and you're looking at these now dip reversal alerts, giving you a pivot zone, same idea, and it needs to hold the zone. Anything below it, that's where my stop would be. So if it's a mental stop, hard stop, trailing stop, it doesn't matter, right? We've got volume, we've got our signals, we're breaking above. These are the levels I want it to hold. Right here is interesting because what you're seeing multiple pivot watch alerts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But what's happening is you're getting the pivot watch alert, you're not getting the breakup structure. So what it's doing is it's starting to notify you on this candle, hey, it's time to start watching for these bullish signals. So that way you're ahead of the game. You're not trailing behind. You're not getting this signal and then scrambling to trade that stock or that signal. You're getting it ahead of time, and you're fully aware of looking for these signals. And then we give you the signal, give you the pivot zone. Again, above is bullish, below is bearish. If you're a short seller, this is where you want to see it. If you're a long trader, you want to see it above that. Well, you get yourself a nice move here again. Let's measure this. Again, 44%, $4 per share. Guys, that is beautiful. This is a 1-minute chart. The day's not even over yet. So we don't know what this is going to do, but it does have opportunity to continue. Now, I just want to rewind here. I want to zoom out a little bit, rewind to the beginning of this move over here and see what happened, see what our trend IQ was telling us, and see if it was telling us it was a continuation watch at that time. Because if it's a continuation watch, what that means is, I can trade a little bit more aggressive. I can expect a little bit more of that squeeze type of play. It has a greater potential for that squeeze momentum that I love as a low flow trader. And that's exactly what we saw here. So I want to verify that as we're seeing these alerts over here on BTCT at 408, that we did have this continuation watch. That way, if I get in here, I know I can hold for a squeeze type of play. So let's go ahead and rewind this. I'll go ahead back to here where we got that bearish signal. We'll go ahead and hit play. Let's see what happens. So right now, the table here, our Trend IQ dashboard, is telling us that, yes, it is continuation watch. And yes, there's a 496 level. So in other words, if we close above 496, we're looking for continuation, right? So hit play. There's your pivot watch. Look for a breakup structure signal. Look for that bullish alert, right? There you go. There it is. And before you know it, it's off to the races. Missed out on that first move. This happened in a matter of, 5, 10, 15 minutes because it had a few halts. All of a sudden you missed out. That's okay. You wait for the momentum. You wait for these candles to go green. There's your first signal, second signal. Powerful move right there. That's what I love to see, those two signals following each other. We got the pivot watch letting us know, hey, it's time to start watching. There's your other signal. So, I mean, guys, you're so prepared with this indicator. And that's the point of it. This is why we built this. I built this, for myself, but it obviously helps others as well. But I use this every single day. I trade live every single day in our Discord, and I use this indicator. And this is why I love this, because you don't need me. You have the indicator. It tells you everything that I'm doing. So a lot of traders will be asking me, what do you think about this? What do you think? I don't think about anything. I put it all into strategy using our back-tested results, and then built these indicators and overlays here to make it easier for us to determine where do I trade this long and where do I trade this short, right? And of course, we're using multiple signals in here, and you can use this in conjunction with your own strategy. If you have a strategy that you think is not bad, it's something that's pretty working pretty well, but you're looking for a little bit of an edge or something else, combine this with yours. combine this with your strategy, and you got yourself a recipe for success, because this is what I use every single day. This works for me, but maybe you're just not into, this bullish momentum type of play, and that's okay. But if you're into this type of trading, you're into low float stocks, you're into trading these low float stocks, we find them first, we find the news on them, we get the information out, we then identify these levels. And how I can show you that, guys, is that if I pull over the, let's see, if I pull over our Discord, you'll see that in our Discord, I'll pull this up. You can see down here in the key level channel, this is our key level channel. Anything that's alerted in our key level channel has greater potential for that squeeze type of momentum. It means it's qualifying for confirmation, which is my go-to strategy. So if it's qualifying for confirmation, right, and this one was, we can see right here, yesterday at 3:38. This is on November 11th at 3:38 p.m. Eastern time, right? We've got an alert here, $3.13 and $3. If it closes over that level, this is worth watching for a possible squeeze and continuation. Why? Because this is in our key level channel, and you can see that not only did it close above that, our next alert was the following day at 7:39 a.m. Eastern time, and the next level was $5.27. Can you imagine that? So just overnight, from $3 to $5, that was the next level, and it continued. And you would say, oh man, it already made a move to 3, it made a move to 5. It's done. It's over with, right? And you'd see this. You can see the date right here. But that's not the case. You can see that we had this move right here. We continued and continued farther. So once we get above that $5 and $6 area, all of a sudden it just continued to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. And this is what I'm talking about. This is that type of move that we're talking about, guys. So if it qualifies for confirmation, which I think I'm going to change the name of that channel to potential squeeze alerts, right? Because that's what it is. And that's what I need everyone to understand, that if it qualifies for these very strict criteria type of filters here, then what we're seeing is possible continuation. All we need then is the volume, which we can check that down here. Yes, verify we have volume, and we are good to go. Guys, this is really an awesome chart, and really something that, I'm proud of. This is something that we're proud of here. My son and I, we work together on these indicators. We build this, again, for myself. I trade live every single day. I think I use this every day, so I believe in this 100%. But I also see that our community is getting a lot of benefits out of this as well, which is really cool. So it's great for me. It's great for my son. It's great for, the community of day trading, because, again, low float stocks are very hard to trade. But if you're trading them without a plan, they're even harder. If you're trading them with a plan, you can get yourself, these wins where you're mitigating the risk. It's clear indication that, down here is where I stop out. So if you're confused on where do I put my stop, where do I sell out, where do I, here's your zone, right? Red candles, green candles. It's that simple. It's so easy. Volume, green candles, zones. I don't know how else to make it even simpler than this, but I promise you that's what we're working on. We're working on simplifying, because it doesn't need to be so complicated. This is a continuation watch. At this point, guys, want to see it over the 1390, and we do have resistance up here around $17. So it's going to take some time. If I pull up the confirmation support resistance, you can change the volume on this. Let me change this to 50,000. There we go, and hit OK. So I'm going to change the volume on this. Should eliminate some of these lines and levels. So you can change the volume. So if you only want to see lines or levels or historical data based on volume, you can do that. And you can see that, look at this. So clear indication, okay. Not only did this close above this zone over here, right? Use it in conjunction with your other strategy, confirmation. It closed above this white line right here. Can you imagine that? That is a beauty. What a beaut. And I do believe we have alerts in chat for this as well. So if I look back at this, this was at, let's see, around 10:40 a.m. was this candle that we're looking at, right? And let's see, so 10:40 a.m. Let's pull it over and see what we have for alerts in our day trading channel. So let's go to, and we have our alerts channel actually as well. Let's go to the day trading alert channel. All right, so 10:40, just give me a second here. We'll find it. It's a lot of alerts in here. We're getting alerts on BTCT, on BTCS, a lot of great alerts that come through here. MULN today was alerting. Let's see, we're looking for what, 10:40, I believe, which is somewhere in here. There's 10:29. Here it is, 10:41 a.m. Eastern time. Look at this alert. BTCT bullish signal detected. 1 minute high price at $8.47, $8.48 basically. So this alert came in at 10:47, followed by another alert at 10:41, new highs 8:59, followed by down here 10:47. So just minutes later, 6 minutes later, new highs at $10, new highs 10.60. I mean, continue further down here. BTCS started alerting. You can see BTCS on the alerts here. Let's see, 306, 316, 325, 354 in a matter of minutes. This was at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time, 10:54. In a matter of minutes, this thing just shot up. Just really awesome alerts here, guys. Just really impressive how this type of move is. And this is the type of squeeze momentum we're looking for. Now, again, just referring to what it can do, I don't make predictions often, but what it can do at this point is we want to see it close above the 1580 level, as we have not closed above, but we do have resistance up here too. So here's our zone. So really a close above $17.60 and beyond. I think that's what we're looking for. And then we have some gaps up here that we can look at. But, you know, these lines and levels, historical data here, they don't hold as much weight. That's not recent resistance. It's a little bit older, and therefore they hold less weight, but you can still use them to help aid in entry and exit, and use this 1 minute bullish pivot pro to do the same thing. So if you have the 1 minute bullish pivot pro, you can do that. Another thing, if you want to do add alerts, or a really cool part you can do here, you can add alerts to this as well. So click on the 3 dots and go to the 1 minute bullish pivot pro, add an alert. And you can see right here, you can add the alert on the pivot watch signal right there. You can add the alert on a bullish signal detected. That's going to be this green candle, or on a bearish signal detected, which is going to be the red candle. So if you're looking for short opportunities, if you're a short seller, well, maybe this was going to be your opportunity for shorting it after this huge move, right? So very clear indication, guys. And this is available at bullishboblive.com. And if you have any questions, reach out at bullishbob@gmail.com. And looking forward to it, guys. But thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned something from this. If you did, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.